Dreams have fascinated human beings for thousands of years. Every night, when we close our eyes and drift into sleep, our minds create vivid stories, images, and experiences that often feel as real as waking life. People dream of flying above cities, meeting people who have long passed away, reliving old memories, or encountering strange and surreal situations that could never happen in reality. And yet, when morning comes, many of these dreams fade quickly, leaving us puzzled about what they meant, why we had them, and whether they reveal something deeper about our minds. The question of why we dream has been one of the most enduring mysteries in psychology, neuroscience, and philosophy. While dreams may sometimes feel random, research suggests that they are closely tied to how our brains work, how our emotions unfold, and how our memories are stored. Dreams may even play an important role in shaping who we are. Dreams occur primarily during REM sleep, stage known as rapid eye movement, where the brain becomes almost as active as it is during waking hours. During this phase, our eyes dart back and forth under closed eyelids, our heart rate increases, and vivid dreaming takes place. Scientists discovered REM sleep in the 1950s, and ever since then, researchers have been trying to uncover its connection to dreams. Some early psychologists, like Sigmund Freud, believed that dreams were the royal road to the unconscious mind, containing hidden desires and unresolved conflicts. Freud thought that dreams symbolized our suppressed wishes, often disguised in strange ways. For example, a dream of climbing a mountain might not literally be about hiking, but about striving for a goal or dealing with sexual impulses. Carl Jung, another pioneer of dream psychology, had a different perspective. He believed that dreams connected us to a collective unconscious, a shared pool of symbols and archetypes inherited from human history. Jung saw dreams as messages from the deeper self guiding personal growth and self-understanding. Modern neuroscience has moved away from purely symbolic interpretations, but the mystery has not vanished. Many studies show that dreams are tied to memory and consolidation. As we sleep, the brain is busy sorting through the day's experiences, deciding what to keep and what to discard. Dreams may be a byproduct of this process, where fragments of memories are stitched together into stories. This could explain why dreams often feel disjointed, mixing people from different times of our lives or blending places that don't logically go together. The brain may be testing connections, linking emotions to memories, and strengthening the neural pathways that help us learn and adapt. When you dream of a stressful situation, such as failing an exam or being late to work, your brain may be practicing how to respond to stress, reinforcing emotional regulation, and preparing you for real challenges. Another theory suggests that dreams help us process emotions. Sleep researchers have found that REM sleep reduces the intensity of emotional memories. When something stressful or traumatic happens, dreaming about it in REM sleep seems to soften its emotional charge, almost like therapy built into the brain. This is why people who are grieving, anxious, or traumatized often experience vivid dreams or nightmares. The brain is working overtime to process overwhelming emotions, trying to integrate them into a coherent story. Nightmares, though unpleasant, may serve a protective role by allowing us to rehearse threats in a safe environment. Some evolutionary psychologists argue that dreams evolved as a survival mechanism, giving our ancestors a mental space to practice escaping predators or preparing for social conflicts. In this way, dreaming could be seen as a kind of rehearsal for life. Of course, dreams are not always meaningful rehearsals. Sometimes they feel utterly bizarre. You might dream of talking animals, floating through space, or being in two places at once. These surreal qualities might simply reflect the way the sleeping brain functions. During REM sleep, the brain's logical control centers become less active, while emotion and imagery-based regions become more active. This imbalance can produce dream worlds that are emotional, symbolic, and imaginative, but not necessarily logical. In fact, this lucid state of mind may help creativity. Many artists, writers, and scientists throughout history have claimed that their best ideas came from dreams. Paul McCartney said the melody for Yesterday came to him in a dream. The chemist August Kekule discovered the structure of the benzene molecule after dreaming of a snake biting its own tail. Dreams might provide access to unconscious associations that our waking minds filter out, giving rise to sudden insight. But why do some people remember their dreams so vividly while others rarely recall them? Studies show that dream recall is linked to how often a person wakes during the night. People who wake briefly during REM sleep tend to remember dreams more clearly. Personality traits may also play a role. Individuals who are more introspective, creative, or emotionally sensitive often report richer dream lives. Culture also influences how people interpret dreams. In some societies, dreams are seen as messages from ancestors or spiritual realms, while in others they are considered random noise. Despite cultural differences, nearly all human beings experience dreaming, suggesting it is a universal function of the brain. Lucid dreaming adds another layer to this mystery. In a lucid dream, the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming and may even control the events of the dream. Some people can practice lucid dreaming deliberately, training themselves to recognize dream signs and influence the dream's direction. This phenomenon raises fascinating questions about consciousness. If we can become aware inside a dream, does that mean our sense of self can exist outside waking reality? Lucid dreaming has practical uses too. Therapists sometimes encourage it to help people confront nightmares or practice confidence in imagined scenarios. It shows that dreams are not just passive experiences, but can become interactive landscapes of the mind. Despite all these theories, there is still no single definitive answer to why we dream. Some scientists argue that dreams may not have an evolutionary purpose at all. They could simply be the brain's attempt to make sense of random neural firing during sleep. This idea, called the activation synthesis theory, was proposed in the 1970s. According to this view, the brainstem generates bursts of electrical activity during REM sleep, and the higher brain regions try to weave these signals into a coherent story. Dreams, in this sense, would be like the brain improvising a movie from scattered fragments. However, many researchers believe this explanation is too simplistic. Even if dreams are partly random, the fact that they consistently involve emotions, memory fragments, and meaningful themes suggests that the brain is doing more than just making nonsense out of noise. Dream research has also been applied to mental health. People with depression, anxiety, or PTSD often report more intense and disturbing dreams. Studying these patterns helps psychologists understand how the brain deals with stress and trauma. Nightmares, for instance, are a common symptom of PTSD, where the dreamer re-experiences traumatic events. Treatments such as imagery rehearsal therapy encourage patients to rewrite their nightmares while awake, giving them more control over the dream narrative and reducing distress. This demonstrates how closely dreams are linked to emotional well-being. Interestingly, dreams also seem to play a role in problem solving. Experiments show that people who dream about a task they are working on tend to perform better on it later. For example, students who dream about studying for an exam often retain more information. The dreaming brain might be simulating scenarios, exploring creative solutions, or reorganizing knowledge in ways that waking thought cannot. This idea of dreams as cognitive rehearsal adds weight to the view that dreaming has practical value, even if it feels mysterious. The psychology of dreams continues to expand with advances in brain imaging. Today, scientists can observe patterns of brain activity during sleep and even reconstruct rough images of what someone is dreaming about. While we are still far from reading dreams like movies, these technologies suggest that the contents of dreams are not as hidden as once thought. They are real neural events produced by the brain's complex machinery, reflecting both individual experiences and universal processes of the human mind. Dreams remind us that consciousness is not limited to waking life. They blur the line between imagination and reality, past and present, reason and emotion. Whether they are random byproducts or purposeful processes, they reveal the brain's incredible ability to create worlds within itself. The psychology behind dreams shows that they are tied to memory, emotion, creativity, and survival. They may comfort us, challenge us, disturb us, or inspire us. And perhaps the true meaning of dreams is not found in a single explanation, but in their very mystery. They show us that even when we sleep, the mind is never truly at rest. It continues to think, to feel, and to create, weaving the stories that make us human. And so when we ask, why do we dream? The answer may be layered. We dream because our brains are active in the night, because our emotions demand processing, because our memories need organizing, because our creativity thrives in loosened states, and maybe simply because the human mind cannot stop telling stories. All telling stories. Dreams are a mirror, showing us the strange and beautiful ways in which our inner world operates. They may never give us all the answers, but perhaps that is part of their power. Dreams invite us to keep wondering, to keep searching, and to keep exploring the depths of our own minds.